And behold, a certain lawyer stood up and tempted him, saying, Master, what shall I do to inherit eternal life? He said unto him, was written in the law, thou readest now. And he answered, said, thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy strength, and with all thy mind, and thy neighbor as thyself. And he said unto him, that how he answered, right, yes do, thou shalt live. But he, wanting to justify himself, said unto Jesus, who is my neighbor?
And Jesus answering said, a certain man went down from Jerusalem to Jericho, and fell among thieves, which stripped him of his raiment, and wounded him, and departed, leaving him half dead. And by chance there came down a certain priest that way, and when he saw him, he passed by on the other side. And likewise a Levite, when he was at the place, came and looked on him, and passed by on the other side. But a certain Samaritan, as he journeyed, came where he was. When he saw him, he had compassion on him, and went to him, and bound up his wounds, pouring in oil and wine, and set him on his own beast, and brought him to an inn, and took care of him. And on the morrow, when he departed, he took out 2 pence, and gave them to the host, and said unto him, take care of him, and whatsoever thou spendest more, when I come again, I will repay thee. Which now of these 3 thinkest thou was neighbor unto him that fell among thieves? And he said, he that shewed mercy on him. Then Jesus said unto him, go and do likewise. Now I want you to think about the characters of this story. When in your life have you felt like this man who was beaten by the thieves? Or you felt wounded and stripped of all things and left half dead? Pause the video while you discuss as a family. When have you been like the priest or the Levite, where you have seen somebody in need and just passed by without helping them? Pause the video while you discuss as a family. When have you been like the Samaritan, where you stopped and you helped somebody who was in need? Pause the video while you discuss as a family. Now I am going to show you some scenarios. I want you to try to figure out who in this story is the Samaritan, who is the Levite or the priest, and who is the man who is beaten by the thieves. Your mom is having people over the next day, and so she's working really hard to clean up the house. All of the kids, instead of helping her, they decide to play video games and not pay attention. One of the boys turn off their video games and come and help their mom. Pause the video while you figure out who is who. The mother represents the man who was traveling from Jerusalem to Jericho. She's the one that needed help. The boys playing video games were kind of like the Levite and the priest. They saw that their mom needed help, but chose to play video games instead of helping. The one that turned off his video games to help clean, he is the one that is most like the Samaritan. He saw a need for help and stopped to help. There is a girl crying in the hall at school. Some people see her crying and they walk right past her. One person stops to talk to her and see what's wrong. Who's who? Pause the video while you discuss as a family. In this story, the girl crying in the hall is like the man on his way between Jerusalem and Jericho. The people who walk by her are like the Levite and the priest, and the one who stops to talk is like the Samaritan. For the lesson plan, check out our blog in the description below.